I can drag you back to your truck and trailer or bring you fuel or spare parts or things like that.
Welcome back to Christina's Garage, Gearhead and Training. I am back out at Prairie City SVRA for the Nor Cal side-by-side. It's a little bit different from 2 weeks ago. They're not doing all the boulders and stuff. They're doing kind of like a simple loop. It's really cool though, because as you can tell, I'm wearing a bright yellow vest. My husband is actually holding the camera today. We're on the track and we're gonna be able to get a different point of view. I'm gonna try to interview some people that, like media people like that help recover vehicles when they flip, if they're not too crazy busy, because obviously they're working right now. This is the staging area. They all kind of get lined up here and then they'll enter on the track from the top. Luckily, it's not super sunny today. When it gets really hot, they roast. They don't have air conditioning or anything, and they're also wearing fire suits to make sure that they're super safe. So they have rules to make sure that we don't get hit. You don't want to be on the outside corner, because when they flip and stuff, that's the direction that they'll go. And just trying to keep, they said, watch out for snakes as well. And we were able to actually park down here. Ooh, there's dirt all over the place. We were able to park down here, and that way we're able to be closer to everything. We're able to pack our lunch and put it all there as well. This is so cool. So I guess they're doing side-by-sides and pre-runners. Look at when they go over these jumps, they're gonna be able to walk on the track and kind of get closer ups at different points of this track. They're going around though, so this is a simple loop. So last 2 weeks ago, I was up here. I was up. Let's zoom out. I was up here, and the view I showed you was coming out from that. Ooh, got dirt in my eye. From that direction. This time they're just doing a loop here. Everybody today is looping around, and they're not going all the way up that direction like how they did, and they're not going, oof, got more dust in my eye. They're not going all the way out that direction like they did 2 weeks ago either. Walk and have Zack film me at the same time is a little bit difficult. I'm trying to look down to make sure I don't step on any snakes, so that's why I'm not going to be looking at the camera, and also like looking around to make sure I don't get hit by anything. So when we got here, there was a racers meeting, and they went over what the plans are going to be for the day, and I guess they do that before every race. Gonna go over the rules, answer any questions, go over the plans, and then they do their preliminary stuff, and then they'll do the actual races a little bit later. This is the water truck. They're with all the dust coming up. They're watering the track to make it less dusty. It helps us. Also, I'm assuming it affects the way that, you know, when they race and stuff. Let's see. I'm assuming he's going up the actual track. He's not going super fast, so see if I can get a little bit closer to see. So they have all the water in there and they spray it out on the track. So 2 weeks ago, part of the track, they were taking this and they went around this little turn. I wonder if the boulders are still there, if I can get a close-up of the boulders, especially since they're not actually going over them this time. It'd be cool to, yeah, the boulders are still there. That's crazy. Like, these boulders are no joke. They're not any tiny. I don't know, I'll hand the camera to Zack so you can see kind of the size of these things. The vehicles were just flying over these. Look how big these boulders are. They're massive. And when they were taking that corner, so they would come around super quick and they'd come over these. That's crazy. Yeah, it definitely requires good suspension to be able to get over that without totally killing your vehicle. We're still learning how to navigate the track because we don't want to get hit by anything. They're not using this part of the track today, so that's why it's okay for us to be on this side. They just watered the track and they're doing some more practice rounds. That's an outside curve there. and then this looks like a straightaway and then a jump. So I think this should be a safe spot for us to be able to record from. So it'll be a neat spot to get him jumping. Because this is just a round track, no boulders, they get a lot, it seems like they have a lot more speed. So right up here, this is where the spotters are. How last time they had spotters in multiple locations, because this track it's a different track, they said that you only get one, well, you put your one spotter up there. And they said the spotters help the drivers not only be able to navigate the course, also make sure that they are being safe and that they are, because when they're not able to really see so much going around when the dust is, and obviously they're taking turns and paying attention to driving. Their spotters help them navigate other cars so they don't hit the other vehicles and just try to keep it overall more safe. It's so cool. Yeah, they definitely kick up a lot more dust. And I wasn't down here before. I was up in the stands. It seems like there is more dust, maybe because they're going so much faster. And I was wondering how they filled up the water trucks. Comes directly through the pipe and into the top. Let's see if I can zoom in. Directly into the top of the water truck. And we're in the center of the track right now. I parked right over there. So they're racing around us, and they have the ambulance here just in case anybody gets hurt. When they get speed coming around this corner, sometimes it looks like they're drifting around with all the dirt and everything. I think there might be a jump right. Yeah, there's a jump right there. And then I think they kind of go up a little. They disappear for a second and they go around. Yeah, I don't see where they went. And then they pop back up over here. We're gonna walk over there and kind of see. Just trying to be careful at the same time. The other boulders that they went over 2 weeks ago. These ones even look more rocky than the ones on the other side, how they go up and down a lot. I don't really want to walk too much in there because I'm sure that it's a hidey hole for snakes. See if I can zoom in instead of walking through it. It goes up, down, these massive boulders. And they were taking, one of the cars from, sorry, my finger. One of the cars had flipped over here because they took that hard turn to be able to come up over these. There's motocross on the opposite side. I wonder how they get to that part of the track. There's some pretty massive jumps. Look at them go. Holy moly. That would be cool to check out. Just probably have to look at the Prairie City SVRA schedule. Wow, they get massive air. So this is heat 1. They said they're going to do 2 heats, and these are preliminary races that will determine their order for the final race and how, I'm trying to put my finger in the screen, how they're lined up. They'll determine the order of that. This is Chucky. I didn't realize that we had met at LS Fest West and that I recorded you. and Trent Racing 2 weeks ago, and here with you again today. Would you mind sharing a little bit, because I'm a new person in the whole off-road automotive in general. Could you share a little bit about what you do and how you got into it?
Yeah, so we're racing a twin-turbo 4800 class Ultra 4 car. Run custom-built long shocks, custom chassis, everything on it. We're running a full short course series with Nor Cal, run our full Ultra 4 West series, and got into it. God, like 10 years ago, I was bored and needed a hobby, so I built a Jeep, built a CJ, had no idea what I was doing. It had about 300 miles on it, and we ended up hitting up Dave Cole on Pirate forums back in the day, and my dad and I chased the Nora 1000 down in Mexico in a rock crawler on 37s and doublers, and it was a horrible idea, but a blast. So we basically drove the thing from Ensenada to Cabo, and that's when I saw, oh, things can go fast. So I kind of got the addiction hooked and started helping with a couple teams and rolled it into buying a car and then building a new car.
So is that a starting point that you would suggest for people if they're just getting into it to kind of help other people?
Oh, best way to get involved. Go on social media, find a team that's local to you. I could almost guarantee you that no one would say no to help. We're all one big family when we come and do this. So, and a lot of us are doing it on our own. I mean, I run a heating and air business, and my wife, we own a gas station. We have 2 kids. I mean, it's evenings and weekends in the shop, a lot of times by ourselves, just prepping the cars. But yeah, I mean, literally, it's find a local team and hook up with them, or even if you can hook up even just at the races and the events, and just get your feet wet and see if you like it and grow into it.
And then totally love it and get squirrely
and it's cool. I mean, like I said, we always joke, we're not here to beat you out in the pits. We'll beat you on the track. I mean, we will be aggressive can be on the track, but then we're all having a drink afterwards, in the pits. And that's the best part about this style of racing.
Are you going to be racing today with another vehicle or just hanging out today?
I'm down here helping one of my pit guys that helps me. He's racing side-by-sides today. So that's what we came down. We took a break from prep and come down and give him a hand.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Definitely community.
Oh, yeah. It's a full community environment.
This is Abby, and you do recovery.
I run the Ruffstuff recovery rig.
Would you mind explaining what that is and what you do?
So I have a purpose-built vehicle. I am running all of the parts that are on my husband's Ultra 4 race car. So I am a rolling parts store. So not only do I come and pull people off the track, but I also have most of the stuff that they're running if someone needs it. So if someone breaks down, flips over, anything like that, I come recover them. I have a fire extinguisher and caution flags and a tow strap, and I can pull you back to pits or flip you over.
Did you have to go through a certain type of training to be able to do that, or?
NorCal Rock Racing has been really great about helping me, and I started out just running flags, and then they kind of coached me into everything that I needed to be able to run recovery.
And you were talking about this vehicle, so it's built specifically for this purpose.
For recovery, and we also take it off-road. We have done recovery missions up at Fordyce and the Rubicon.
Oh, the big one.
We've done recovery missions where people needed parts and they would call us and we would go out there. So we are super, super well built and we can go just about anywhere. I haven't gotten stuck yet.
Rubicon, they don't go super fast on that, right? It's
super slow, like half a mile per hour.
and you're able to take this out there and help people to do essentially the same thing as what you do out here.
Yeah, absolutely. I can drag you back to your truck and trailer or bring you fuel or spare parts or things like that.
How exactly did you get into it? Like,
my husband. So he is the gearhead and off-road enthusiast, and one day him and his friend, Greg, the owner of Rock and Road Performance, they got together and they said, we're gonna build an Ultra 4 race car. And I was like, what's that? And so it's just kind of progressed. He's got his second race car now, and after he built that, he approached Ruffstuff and they agreed to sponsor this build. So we've had just really great sponsors, but my husband is the gearhead. And it's really fun, and I'm just happy to tag along and be a part of it.
If someone is interested in learning more about doing recovery, what would you suggest would be the first thing for them to do?
I would say reach out to me or Nor Cal Rock Racing. Come out and be a part of the race. Come witness the races, see if it's something you want to do, and just reach out. All of these race companies have volunteer spots and opportunities to learn.
I love that. How accessible it is. You wouldn't expect it to be.
They want you here. They want you participating. They want people involved. They love volunteers. They love participation. They love that you are exposing them to the world also. It's all good.
That's cool.
And everyone here has been really great and supportive. We've not had any negativity. Everyone wants you to learn. They want you to participate. So it's a great environment.
That's cool. Thank you so much, Abby.
Thank you.
I know they're going to start racing in a second, so I'll let you get back to work. And we'll put all your information in the caption, so if anybody wants to reach out to you, that they can.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
This is Lona and Lindsey. They both do photography, and it would be really cool to learn about more specifically what you guys do, and maybe give some advice to people who might be interested to do the same thing.
Yeah, so it's really just kind of getting out and getting to know people, getting involved with a team first off. You can come out, you can spectate, you can volunteer with teams. They always need help. First off is making contact, getting involved, with somebody who's always already racing. That's the easiest way to become media.
So I got involved with this 12 years ago, and I was a volunteer. I came in, and whatever you could put me to work doing, I was gonna do. So that's kind of how I got my start in off-road. I went to school for photography and journalism, so writing for car magazines kind of opened the door for this sort of thing, but experience is everything. Getting out, like she said, getting out with a team, being in the spectator stands, whatever, just as much like access as you can get is the best way to get it.
And you both work for different companies, right?
Correct.
Who do you guys both work for?
I work for Dirt Nation.
And I work for Scott's Designs.
Okay, so like being able to get in contact with a specific company like after you've gotten the experience, is that how you would suggest someone who's interested in doing it, like just volunteering and doing all that first and then being able to get connected with somebody after?
So social media is a big deal. Also connecting with teams, because if you get people that, really like your photos, then it starts spreading. So as soon as you get, start getting in with teams and then start, doing photography and showing off your work, social media is hands down the best way to get noticed these days.
Awesome.
And then to just pretty much get on the track with how things are now, you either have to be affiliated with a company or with a team.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. I'm sure that there's other people that are interested in doing all the pictures and video and all that and just don't know where to start. So I really appreciate you guys taking the time.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Thank you.
I'm here with John, the owner of Nor Cal Rock Racing. First off, would you mind explaining what is Nor Cal Rock Racing and what do you guys do?
So yeah, it's Nor Cal Rock Racing is a short course series. So it's basically a combination of a short track and rocks combined, and we race in unlimited vehicles from stock to mod and fully open run what you run classes.
And you guys go to different locations, because I met Mike over at LS Fest West.
Yeah, so that's part of something different I do. So I run off-road events for Hawley for LS Fest, East and West, so that's a different sanction. NorCal is a standalone series that runs here in Sacramento, California.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Abby, and she was mentioning that there are a lot of hoops that you jump through to keep this going, and it seems like such a great place for families, kids, like people to get out here, get outside, be active.
Yeah.
So how can other people support what you're doing to keep this going so that more people can enjoy it as well?
Yeah, you just come out and watch. I mean, we race here at Prairie City SVRA. We run here 17 years. I think I'm the longest standing series in our genre of racing. And yeah, we're spectator friendly. We have food vendors and all the racers. The pits are open to the spectators. You can come check out the pits and check out the cars and talk to the racers. I mean, it's all just a big family here pretty much.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, John. I really appreciate
no
it. Like this is a really cool thing you got going,
Yeah,
and
thank you.
I might be coming out a little bit more
Yeah,
often.
there you
'cause
go.
Trying to learn in the pits would be kind of
Yeah. So like in Vegas and Holly, that was a demo event more or less. We do some racing, but it's more of a demo event, but this is actual full racing event. So yeah, a little bit of everything.
Well, come on out, you guys.
Right,
it's really cool. And you guys on your website, you have all the schedule and everything like that.
Yep,
so people-
NorCalRockRacing.com, and then everything Instagram, social media, Facebook, no Twitter or anything like that, but all the major avenues.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Well, that's a wrap. Zach and I are heading out. It was the weather turned out to be great today. I was expecting it to be way worse. I'm hoping to come back out here again to meet more people, get more behind the scenes. I would love to interview some of the kiddos to get their perspective on how everything is. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for supporting me. If you want to follow along, please hit the subscribe button, and you can follow me on Instagram. And if you have any questions, please reach out. Yeah, you guys are awesome. Have a good weekend, and see you next week.